Hi, I want to talk about merging in Wink in the V2, the new V2 interface. Uh, in Wink, we have multiple data sources where your data live. You might have sales and then the product information, and sometimes you want to combine these things together. Now, in V1, we had a system where you would build one report and then you build a second report, each of their data source, and then you could build a third report that tells it, okay, take the first one and the second one and kind of merge the data based on the naming of the columns. Now, this kind of worked, but it was clunky. It's a lot of work. It's also tricky to kind of edit things. And people would start merging merged reports of other merged reports and have multiple levels of things. And so, I mean, I've seen reports where it needed 6 or 7 reports to come up with the final report, and that is very hard and tricky to deal with and work with on a day to day, especially if you're trying to maintain it. And your list of reports was just this huge list of things that you had to try and organize, and it just cluttered everything up. So in V2, we have moved on, and all of merging, these things are replaced by what we call custom data sources. And these are based on SQL, or as we say, SQL sometimes. And we have our own version of it called W for Wink SQL. But it's very similar to the standard SQL out there. Now, that is SQL is a standard language, a programming language out there for data retrieval. So it is very powerful. It can merge. It can create any kind of formula or filter you want. It's the industry standard. Uh, it's a lot more technical, and so that is kind of the trade-off. It's more powerful, but it is a lot more technical. But uh, AI has come so far that it is now really good at building and writing the SQL for you or giving you some advice around that. So, with the AI assistant available now, we have thought this is probably the better and easier way to do it. It allows everyone to do what they want. No more clutter. It's all organized in one place. The whole merging is just like one single text file, no matter how deep you want to embed or how many things you want to merge and join together. And also, you can use your own AI agent, even to give you assistance if you don't want to use the Wink one, simply because all AI agents know how to write SQL. So let's jump in and let me show you some examples. So once you're in Wink in the V2 interface, you can find the custom data sources in the integrations. So there's a new one called custom data sources. If you haven't added it, just add it. It is free. It doesn't count towards your limit. And if I go into that, then I'll see there is a list of data sources here. So this is just my testing account. So I'm going to go and create a new one, and let's talk about merging demo, right? So you kind of give it a name. And once you go into it, this is where you can see. So this is like SQL right here. And you will see the output that happens over here. So I just say select the hello world as the column message, and that's all we see, right? Now, editing, if you want to change it. And so this is now where you can kind of build what you need to. So uh, in here on the left, you'll see all the data sources that you have connected. And if I would go, let's say I want to grab the demo sales data. If I select that, I can see an example here of how to use that. If I copy that and paste it in here, you'll see that it runs it, and here is my data kind of coming out, right? And you will see a few things here. And what is nice is you can structure it as multiple lines. That's usually how you'll see it. But you can see here, these are the columns that you're asking for, and this is the data source you're asking it for. And this is probably as basic a one you can write, but it's not that hard. Uh, on the right here, you can see more more columns available. So if I want to, let's say I want to add the customer email, then I will just kind of follow along there and say customer email, and that has added it over there for me. Okay. Uh, Similarly, you can see kind of what filters are available on this. You can click on query options. It will allow you to select the things like you're used to in the designer, which filter should be available to this when you run it in your final report, right? Um, okay, so now let's do some merging, right? So firstly, I might just show you quickly how you can use a star to get all the columns, right? So now you can see these are all the columns that are available on this data source. But let's say we might want to look at what else is available. Let's say there is, I think we might have a lot of the customer fields on here. But if I go onto demo data customers, let's see what is available in there. Okay. So that's got customer name, customer city, customer phone number. I think a lot of that stuff's already available in Sale. But, oops. Sale, yep. It'll give you errors. It'll show you the errors, and then you can kind of fix it as you go. So is customer fields in here already? Yeah, they're already in here, but let's assume they are not there. What you can do is what they call joining, right? So, and you also can give things a name. So I'm going to call these like S. The sale table, I'm calling it S. And then you join it with demo, and you can see it's got auto completion in here. Demo customer C. And you have to tell it how to join. So I want to say the S dot customer, and it's all case sensitive, equals the customer dot name, I think. Well, let's see what the columns are on customer. So it's actually, that's also called customer name. Okay, so what I'm telling it here is that I want to see, I want to combine a merge sale with customer, and you should join it where the sales customer name is the same as the customer's customer name column. But you can see here, even if they are called something different, you'll be able to join, because you can just say, like I said, maybe if it was just called name in that column, or maybe client name, then you would have said just where the client name in that source is the same as customer name in that source, right? So that is kind of how you, that's probably the simplest kind of join that you have out there. Now, again, you can now select what columns you want to do here. So, I could have gone like, I want the sale date, and I want the customer's customer name. Customer, I can't spell name in there. So now this column here, date, is coming from the sales data source, or the sales table, and the customer name is coming from the customer, from the customer table. So yeah, so that's kind of a very simple example. Now, let's see how you can use the AI assistant. So as I said before, you can use our internal AI assistant, but you can also use an external one. If you like Claude or ChatGPT, it is perfectly capable of helping you if you have questions on how to merge and join. You might just have to give it this kind of information. So if I go, you might have to give it what's the columns available because it doesn't know, right? It doesn't know the internals of Wink, whereas our own assistant does. So let's get the Wink AI to do some more merging for us. So I'm going to try and merge products to it, but for products, there's no product fields on here. We need to change this query to use the sale lines instead, because you want those specific lines to be able to join to a project up to a product. So let's do this in multiple steps. So say, can you change my query to use demo sale line instead of demo sale? And it will go off and do its little bit of thinking. Sometimes it doesn't do exactly what you want. You can save as you go, and you click on save and continue editing. Then you can, if it messes up, like all AI does sometimes, then you can just reload this. So it has now changed this. It says, it tells you what it's changed. And you can see here, like it's now sale line. And also it's added nice little comments for you in here. So you can go back and more easily find what you're trying to do, right? And so now we can say like, okay, now join to demo product and output the product name as a column. So that should now add a third join here. Now, this can get a lot more complex. It can combine multiple things first, whatever. As you ask it, or if you ask any AI, it will be able to build individual reports or formulas, and then you can join on that. And you can join on formulas and conditions. It's just a lot more powerful than what the previous system had. So here you go. So now you can see it's saying I had the sale line, and then I'm joining it with the customer, and then joining it with the product. So, and here is a column from each one. Obviously, you can add more columns, but yeah, this is the basics. If you have any help, any trouble, or you need any help, let us know. We're here to help. If you find any issues in the assistant, or it is acting like a 3-year-old, let us know as well. We're constantly improving it, and the more data we have on issues that people run into, the quicker we can fix them. Thank you, and see you in the data sphere.